from UCP Live Well and Live Frugal, and it is Fix It Friday. Woo! And today I'm going to show you how to fix anything that has a button on it. Basically, how to sew on a button. If you hear the dogs barking in the background, sorry. So the things you need are, you need a needle, which will fit through your buttonholes that you're using. You need a button. You need some thread in the color of your choice, scissors, and a fork. So I'll get ready to show you how it's done. Okay, so I have black buttons on this coat, if you can see that. And the button I'm using today is brown because I didn't have a black button that matched. If that's important to you, you would have to find a matching button. But they are very similar in style. So, anyways, let's get on to the sewing part. So we have this spot right here is where my button is. I can tell because that's where the little thread holes are. If you can't tell, then you'll have to measure them and, you know, your pre-existing buttons, how far away they were, and so on from each other. So I already threaded my needle, and I'm probably not using the best needle for this. It's a short, thick needle. You can use a thinner needle. It's just what I had on hand that I could grab easily. So I have 4 threads here, so I did I doubled my thread twice. If you can see the 4 different strands, that's just to make it a little bit quicker. Okie dokie. So I already knotted my thread as well, and how I knot it is I just wrap it around my finger and I roll it like this, and then I pull it tight. Very simple. So I'm going to start by pushing my needle through and putting my button on. Okay, then you want to take your fork and slide that right underneath there. And I do this to make sure there's enough room between the button and fabric to attach the other piece of, like, to use to attach it. Go. I also pick kind of a sturdier needle just because this is thick fabric. And you can remove the fork if you need to. Basically, I just like using it as a measurement. Very thick, thick fabric. There we go. And then I'm just going to check, make sure. And this might be a little bit too wide of a gap filling between the fabric for certain clothing, but my coat has these really big loops on it, so I'll make sure to leave quite a big gap. Sorry if I'm covering this up a little bit. usually go through the buttonholes a few times just to make sure they're nice and sturdy. And it won't come off again. Now it's probably not going to look very pretty in the back because I like to sew, but I am not an expert at sewing. Okay, so after I've went enough times, I think it's nice and secure. And if you're using smaller buttons, you might not want to do the 4 strands. You might only want to do the double. Remove my fork. Actually, no, I keep my fork for tying it off. Flip it over and I tie it off. Like I said, it's probably not the prettiest. It isn't the prettiest, but I just tie it off like basic sewing. Loop it through pre-existing stitch. Let's do that again. Here's the stitch I was using. Loop, slide my needle through that, pull it through, hold this loop, put it through there, then makes another loop, pull it tight, and I always loop it again. Then I always take it just on the inner fabric and I put it through there just to hide that tail. And I cut it. Remove the fork or spacer. And there you go. Your coat is nice and fixed. And it should button nicely. Let's see if I can get it to work. Look at that. Perfect. And now I'll be able to button my coat all the ways, which will be nice. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe down below. It's the red button, and you can also hit the bell notifications to get updates on when our new videos come out. And like always, remember to live well and live frugal. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that next week I am going to show you how to fix broken bag straps. I love this bag because it zips up and my strap is hanging on by 2 threads. Look at that. This side too. For some reason this side just like I don't want to work anymore. So next week on Fix It Friday, this is what we'll be fixing. So I hope to see you then.